Well, hello there guys, welcome to the YouTube video here on the channel. My name's Emily. Wow, it's 2021, well it's 2019, 2019, giggity. Didn't even know that was giggity. Oh, this is going well. Um, and the 2021 the way you want to. Yep, Flaming Trainwreck, that's about right. So, hello, we're on the Wherry lines. This is a scenario built by me. It's still a bit work in progress, so this isn't the final product. This will be releasing in the next couple of months probably. So, pause break, and let's get in and prepare our Class 37. We're here at Norwich, and we shall be driving train 200, the 506, Norwich to Great Yarmouth, calling at Brundall and Great Yarmouth. Total distance of 20 miles. 20 and a half miles, correction. We go via Reedham, so we go sort of via yeah, via the middle of nowhere, basically. Yeah, well, we're not ready yet, God, so let the brake off. K, Control K, H, J. They got our headlights. We are 2 Alpha Bravo Charlie 0 0, and we're against signal 584. Tick. Okay, brakes off. And we'll go for pop here. And away we go. Let's get the instrument lights on too. So I believe it's a 20 limit departing. I'm going to get the... yeah, it's 25 departing. Norwich. Pretty quiet at Norwich Station today. We're driving 37558 Avro Vulcan. And on the back we've got 37419 Carl Haviland. I'm going to be passing Norwich Crown Point momentarily. Yeah, this isn't a route learning video by any stretch of the imagination. I'll be turning the hood on in the not too distant future. It's just for the departure I felt like it would be a nice and cinematic experience for you guys. Actually, I've got screenshots of this drive, so I don't need a thumbnail. So, yes, hopefully you guys are doing very well. I'm here, I guess. That's probably the way to describe me. I'm here and I'm alive. What more can I ask for, right? I say this scenario is still work in progress, so there'll be stuff that changes. Like, there'll be more stuff added to Crown Point, get a bit more depth. Because right now, the way I do static fill is... you know, I fill the depots, so from a drive-by view that looks alright, and it's pretty good for performance. But if you look, there's only one train in the shed, and at, you know, at 7 minutes past 5, there'd be a lot more than that. The shed would be a hive of activity. But from the cab, you know, you can't see very much more than that. So I'd probably stick, you know, I'm probably going to add a bit more. So I've just done a train sim reinstall, which is why, you know, when you build scenarios after train sim reinstalls, you invariably find something that you missed. So, yeah. So yeah, I'll put the foot to the floor now, going up to 60. Proper thrashy Class 37. It's 37424. It was obviously numbered 558 in honour of XH558, which was the last flying Vulcan. I've got to say, when I get my model railway set up, which I was hoping to start at Christmas, but then budgets happened. You know, I'm hoping to get 37558 by Bachmann, because I think that would be a lovely little train to have whizzing around the layout. Or thrashing around the layout, as it should probably be. Alright, into the rising sun. Put some sunglasses on, eh? But yes, it's been a while. I've not really driven in TS properly for a hot minute. Which, thank you for that. You know, that has been a contributing factor, I guess. Okay, got a bit quick. Actually, I was yesterday morning, because I'm recording this on the 31st? Yeah, 31st. And because obviously with coronavirus, my Christmas largely got cancelled. I briefly volunteered to go back into work on the 29th and the 30th. Because I thought, you know what, I might as well, save that holiday for days when I actually want it. Today I wanted it, because it's the 31st and payday. But we got thumped into Tier 4 yesterday, or today, so that's always fun. Which I'm still not quite sure why, but it is what it is. Beep beep. So yeah, for me it's not, in real terms, it's not really affected my life that much as the new lockdown. I was sort of thinking about it last night, so I got a bit depressed, and I'm a key worker, so therefore I have to go, I go to work regardless. So that doesn't change. I'm still on the same level of income. I'm not on furlough pay or anything like that. But I think it's just nice to be able to go out and do stuff. Because today, for example, I was hoping to go out and do some not essentials, but essentials, if that makes sense, shopping. But I ordered a book last night, which is I'm a bit quick into this. Only about 10 miles an hour fast, which for trying to judge a braking point I wasn't familiar with, it's not too bad. There we go. We'll wait until this bridge here and then thrash ahead. I'll do it now. Look at that! Carl Havelander thrashes anything today. Just a black cloud. Whereas up front we're just making some white smoke. Cloud factor's on 10. Put the hood back on now. So yeah, 2 miles out of Brundle. I would say there is something about driving the Wherry line through. It's an older route now. It's 4 years old, isn't it? I think it was 2016 it first came out. But I think it's a route where the level of detail in the scenery matches the level of detail in the engines or in the trains. And on some routes you get these super high-res trains, but not so super high-res routes, and vice versa. But I think this one matches, and I think that's why it works out so well. I'm going to brake at the 3/4 of a mile to run point. I'm braking now, I'm nervous. It's not a timetabled run, so I think I'm due in there about 16 past, so 2 minutes. Yeah, I could do it technically at 30 miles an hour. Which is what I'm going to do to get there. And I'm going to be a little late, but it doesn't matter. We're not holding anyone up. Of course, it's only 5:15 in the morning. It's the middle of summer. I've intentionally set this on the longest day of the year, just so you get a gorgeous hazy sunrise. Just that this reminds me of sort of getting up early to go flying with the Air Cadet. And when we were driving down the motorway, you'd have this sort of sunrise, and it was always really nice, and I remember really enjoying it. That was sort of one of the highlights of the day, apart from being able to go fly in an aeroplane. There we go, third of a mile. So 40, 50% brake. Just trim some speed off. There's a 37 on a work train. So 66 even. Probably been doing a ballast drop overnight somewhere. Does that have a tail light on the back? See, this is part of what happens in beta testing. Yes, it does. I missed the flash. Oh well. I was ready to pause on the flash and see if it said illuminated when I paused. I'm approaching the level crossing here at Brundle, which has already been closed for us, so if we overrun, it's not as much of a catastrophe as it would be normally. That was a nice stop, actually. I was worried we were going to... I stopped a little short, but obviously the platform here is actually quite long, so we're well short at the end. So interesting, I think that's because this has blue star multiple working system, that's why that star's on there. Could be wrong. Gonna sound the horn just in case someone tries to jump over the crossing in front of us. And let's go. Yeah, I don't know why that song's in my head, also don't know why I've got floaty signs. I thought it was on full settings on this in the game. I'll have to go and have a look at that after this video. So yes, one of the things I actually do want to talk about whilst we're driving today is my scenario releases. So, quite a bit coming from me on that front actually. I've got 3 scenario packs already made, which is West Coast Main Line over Shap, just around the middle of Main Line, and East Coast Main Line South. Those will be releasing around the same time, probably around the end of January. Just because I'm conscious, I don't want to go for a mid-month release because when everyone's skint. And it's the middle of January, so everyone's skint after paying Christmas off. So I don't want to do it. So I don't want to go for the end of Jan, sort of like end of Jan, early Feb for those 3. I've also got a freeware release coming with Joe Whittaker's Northeast Rails. He's releasing version 3, and actually I've released a couple of scenarios for that. We're still talking about the release format for those, so I don't know when those will be coming. But actually, after I complete this video today, that's what I'm off to go and do. Finish those scenarios off. Which I've got quite a few. I've lost track of how many of those I've got. And this is part of a different sort of series I want to run. So the West Coast Men and Over Shap, JT MML, and Workable OS, JT MML, and East Coast Mainline South. Those are sort of mega packs. Those have all got sort of 10 plus scenarios in them. So you're 24 hours plus of gameplay. But I'm thinking about doing a very simple, like little scenario pack. Or not 24 hours plus. I just heard myself say that. But sort of, 16, 17 hours. So that's going to be sort of £4 or £5 through JT hopefully. But the what I'm thinking about doing is what I'm calling summertime scenarios. So this is what this is going to be part of, and they're going to be sort of 4 or 5 parts for £1 or £2 each. So you're pretty cheap and light scenarios. So the way I'm looking at it is, a cup of coffee from Starbucks is £2.50. You give up a cup of coffee a week and you get a new scenario pack a week. That's the sort of way I look at it. And the idea for that is going to be that with these scenarios you can, it's sort of an hour, or sort of 40 minutes to an hour, and on night time, I find myself quite regularly with an hour to kill, right? And you just want to drive, you might do, you can get a pack of 5 of these, so one week you can just do an hour a night and do sort of the majority of a shift for a driver on a Class 37, or for an AGA driver. So I'm going to do like a shift on the Wherrys. So that's going to be the first one. So I'm doing Norwich, Great Yarmouth, Norwich, and then this 424 is going to fail. So it's going to be, 419 is going to fail. no, 44's on the back. So that's one that's going to fail. And you've got to use 419 to do some shunting, drag it off to Crown Point. And then you like do a little bit of shunting on Crown Point, so you get a couple of like, there'll probably be more than 5 scenarios because you know you can't actually change trains in this scenario, but you might get a sort of hostler, is what the Americans would call it, position, where you you might, for example, bring a 90 into service, bring it out of Crown Point, and shunt it into Norwich Station, or sort of stuff like that, which is quite light and easy, and then finishing it off with a round trip on a 156, something like that, because I love the AP 156. So it sort of has a nice feel to it. Get a nice bit of traction variety, but also they're well built scenarios. Obviously I started early in the morning, but I sort of feel like early mornings they're a nice time to model, because yes it's simpler to model than rush hour in the morning, but early morning like this I find it really relaxing to drive and therefore quite enjoyable. So yeah, that's me. Give a low turn on the horn as we pass through the station. When you rumble through. Also, a third power is it is holding quite nicely. That's what 555 amps, and it's holding 59 miles an hour very nicely on the level. That's good to know. And I might even do something on. That's the problem with this. Obviously, you get the Gamble finish at Ipswich. So I suppose you could drive a train Norwich to Great Yarmouth, and then say another driver drove as far as Ipswich, and you then go and do a Felixstowe Port with it or something. But yeah, I'll figure something out. But yeah, so there's going to be 4 or 5 parties, so still pretty decent packs. And they're going to, but all the money from those packs is going to go towards my healthcare. So, in case you're completely deaf and blind, I'm transgender. And obviously in the UK we have the NHS, which is really great. And I do think what the NHS what the NHS staff are doing during the pandemic has been absolutely is amazing work and continues to be amazing work. But the current waiting list for the gender clinic is 5 years. So it's sort of a realistic 5 years. So I was waiting for 2.5, and then had a basic appointment in August in 2020 with a nurse, which was sort of like an hour and a half to figure out what I wanted from the gender clinic, whether they thought from that appointment if I was trans, because obviously there are. I want to phrase this carefully. There are some people who think they are trans, but what they think is being trans isn't actually being trans. It's probably the safest way I can phrase that. So, that was a failed signal. Interesting. But what they think is trans isn't trans, basically. So, that's why I've been always, and that's what that conversation was, sorry. So she said, yeah, from this conversation, I agree that you're most likely trans. I'm going to refer you to the doctor. That's another 2.5 year wait, and that's to get HRT. The counselling team should be less than that, but it's immensely hard to try and deal with. I can't stress that enough. That's why I want to go, at least privately, be seen for, for some, for the counselling, at least early on, just so I can, start fixing my head, because I was seriously considering putting an application package together for the RAF to become or to aim for NCO aircrew, and I really want to do it, but I can't, because I can't be sure enough in myself that my mental health is stable enough for me to do that. Last night, case in point, I'd had a really good day, a really good time chilling, playing games with friends, and then, pretty much out of nowhere, I wasn't suicidal, but I basically had a really quite severe depressive depression episode, if that makes sense. And yeah, and that came out of nowhere. And you know, I know that the gender side of things isn't the only thing that's wrong with me. I do know that, but I think it's a large chunk. And I think, you know, I have a level of mental health issues that I can cope with. Thrash. And a polar bear just fell over somewhere in the world. But, you know, I just think that you know, what I can cope with is probably, you know, the stuff that's left over after the gender stuff's taken care of. So, you know, I just want to, and yeah, so basically I just want to find a way to, you know, that I'm not asking for handouts, I'm not asking for a freebie from anyone, because, you know, I'm conscious I work 37.5 hours a week, same as everyone else does, or, well, you know, same as everyone else does if they're lucky at the moment, but, you know, I just, yeah, I guess you guys know what I mean. Hello, cows. Meow. Bye-bye, cows. But, yeah, just, you know, figuring that out would be a large... Oh, just as the shadow crept over the buffer beam, like the screenshot happened. It's a nice one. But, yeah. There's a windmill on here somewhere. Oh. Power off. Let the speed deteriorate. And then... there's the windmill. For the most tons to tank engine seen on the UK rail network. Da 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 da. Ba da ba ba ba. Ba da ba 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 da ba wa da ba. Ba ba da ba da ba. Ba da ba ba da ba 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 ba. I lost the song at the end there. Oh well. But bit of fun. Bit of light-hearted fun. That'll do. That'll be a nice angle actually once they clear the trees there. Oh, the back of that 37's... that annoys me, that black square. I don't know if... oh, wait. I'll have to fix that in a Photoshop job. What if I do it from that angle there? Like that. That'll do. I'm going to have to fix that in Photoshop later and just move some pixels about, because that'll only be a couple of pixels really. There's quite, because of basically all the options on the front, when it comes to LODs, there's quite a bit of Z lighting on these. So if you think you've got the head code fronts, you've got the flat fronts, and it's all on the same model. And one of the reasons that if you try and fill a depot with these, the performance tanks. I was doing some research reading on British trains abroad, and there was a video of 37s somewhere in France, and there's like 41 of them on one shed, and I was like, if I tried to make this in train sim, it would just go nope, crashed. Just grabbing a sip of my beverage there. I had a line today. Crap, it's already 4 o'clock. I got up like an hour ago. Oopsie. Not even looked at Discord today. Bernie Arms. Wait, are you Bernie? Are you Bernie of the... Is that what this video's named after? Your Arms? Bernie? Bernie! Bernie, 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 Bernie. Oh, they're doing it again. Let's try and get a screenshot of. That'll do. I'm going to take that as a screenshot, and let's see if I can get one with the full nameplate in. Answer is no, I can't. Oh well. At least I got that first screenshot. And always, you've got to go for the ubiquitous screenshot with the sign. Let's check this angle. That hasn't really worked out, but that's a nice angle for screenshots. I actually had a really nice drive the other day. I think I talked about it earlier. I got the Hudson North Line by Dovetail and drove a P32 AC, DC, AC/DC I think they're called. Basically they're bi-modes, so they can run off DC third rail or their own power. But they're like they're what I would call a realistic bi-mode. So in the UK, we don't really have a bi-mode that's that, well, okay, the 37.9s are, but prior to those, 37s on diesel, yes, it worked, but, it wasn't on equal power on both systems, which is what they are. So, you got the likes of New York Penn is underground, so you can't run diesels in there. So you're running there on the DC. Once you get clear of that, you can then go put your diesel engine on. And it was the first leg of the Maple Leaf train, which runs from New York to Toronto. It takes like 12 hours. Oops, I forgot it was 6 a.m. Oh well. Just outside of Great Yarmouth now. I do really enjoy this route, as I say. I think this will be a nice one actually. Let's get it from the sunny side. It's a nice one. As I say, I'm hoping to be doing, so yeah, that's the plan scenario-wise. YouTube-wise, I talked about this a little bit in the vegan video, but the audio in that was really quite bad, so I'll talk about it again now. As well as my Northern Princess channel, I'm working on Fly with Siren, which is going to be DCS, P3D, MSFS, anything sort of aeroplane-based. It's going to be on that channel. Sort of variety gaming is going to be on this channel. So this channel's probably not going to see the aviation stuff anymore. So just go head over there, subscribe. I'm probably going to split my attention between the two, just because I don't want to get burnt out on trains again. Because before I started work, I worked really hard to get those 3 scenario packs together. I built the JT MML. That took me about 2 or 3 weeks. And after that, I made West Coast Mainline over Shack, because I was like, I'll make a couple, and then I'll sort of do it between doing the admin for the, so when I say admin, I mean like making manuals, etc., like getting requirements put together, or requirements lists put together, I should say, for the, for the MML. So I made that, and then I made East Coast Mainline South whilst procrastinating for making manuals for the other 2. So, I burnt out a lot, and I need to get around to getting that all done and getting that all put back in the game. It's a long way from anywhere. I'll just give a single tone of horn. It's one of those things where you're a long way from anywhere, so you can, but if you don't see anyone... 15. There we go. Sort of 40% brake, can't get it slowed down nicely. So it looks like we're wrong line running, but we're not, because it's just 2 single tracks running together. also hoping to lean back towards more of the route learning style videos. Yeah, I need to get some more filmed. I'm building the scenarios at the moment to do Munich, Rosenheim, Salzburg, Linz. So it's quite a long journey. It's like 3-ish hours of driving, which has to be fairly intense, but it should be good fun. But yeah, I do have a weird obsession with DRS. I think DRS will be my next themed scenario pack. Oh yeah, I'm also working on a GBRF scenario pack. So what happened, this is how I figure out what scenarios I want to build. I broke my headset, which was a really nice one. I used KS Slammers, which I bought them. Basically what happened was last year, about this time last year, I think it was the 6th of Jan, when I was getting ready to move back down south to go to Dovetail. It was the day, and I got on the train and I realised, oh shit, I left my headphones at my dad's house. I can't go back and get them. You know, it's going to cost. There's no point getting him to post them down because it'll cost about as much to post them as it would for me to get. Well, it'll be not that much difference. You know, you're talking sort of £15 to get some headphones. £15 to buy some headphones. 6 or 7 for the postage. So I thought, by that rate, I'll just go and get some new ones. Picked up the Slammers because they were the cheapest, and they've been so nice. I've really enjoyed them actually. And I snapped them because basically I'm big-headed, in case you haven't noticed already. No, but my head circumference is 64 centimeters. That's why I really struggle with wigs and stuff, because my head's so big, it's massively above average. Average is about 57 to 58 centimeters. So it's really quite a lot above average, and I'm sort of forcing hats on my head. Most of the time, even large ones, but yeah, so I ended up getting them. They're really good, but I snapped them. Went into WH Smith's. I'm going off on a tangent here. I'm going off on tangents, sorry. But yeah, so I went into WH Smith's, and they had the Slammers. I thought, well, have a look at magazines. And it's sort of like a book magazine of This Is GBRF. And it's a lot of photos of the various various flows and stuff. And you know the saying, a picture paints 1,000 words. Well, I really do agree with that in terms of trains. Because a picture like this, you can lift so much out of. What platform is the train on? Roughly what time of the day it is? What year is it? What time is it? Or what sort of timeline are we looking at? That kind of stuff. The configuration of the engine, all kinds that you can really look into from it. So I've started building a GBRF themed pack basically, which I'm really quite pleased with so far. I've only done a couple. It's a light engine move so far, and a sand train on the Ann Thompson Peterborough Cambridge, which is quite a nice one because at Ely there's this weird goods loop. Well, it's not a goods loop, but it's actually a goods loop. So the sand trains come off the Kings Lynn line southbound, and without running around the train, there's no way for them to turn westbound towards Peterborough. So there's this like teardrop loop that you go around. And I remember that when I was doing my first impressions video, which had to get scrapped because of audio issues. There we go. Pop the doors. I get scrapped because of audio issues. I was like, I want to drive around that, and yeah. So I found myself a scenario I could drive around it on. Just need to get DT's permission to use their sandwagons, because that's the ones that I use IRL. But yes, that is going to do it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time, folks. Bye for now.